And we have no plan what to do whatsoever. And maybe you guys ask us questions, or Mark, do you have anything that you want to say?
No, pretty much back you up on what you just said. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you wanted to know with Cables GL, now's your chance. You got me and Panda ready and waiting to fulfill your request or your questions. Maybe there's something of a certain style of patch and you wanted to know, something that you got stuck with an op. Maybe you had that forum post that we didn't get around to answering. Yeah, maybe there's just some general big deep things that you want to know. So yeah, throw them at us, I'd say. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty short stream right now, which also isn't really a bad thing, But we just like to use this time to help everybody out with cables, basically. Unless you guys are all absolutely Jedi and know everything, and then I don't know what we're going to do. Dino 5711, is this physics stuff going to be fixed? Oh, okay, we've already got two. Let's slow down. All right, Panda, physics stuff going to be fixed? Oh God, man, what did I do? Now we're getting so many questions in, and they're not the easy ones. Panda, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, is this physics stuff going to be fixed? Dino, what's the physics stuff? Can you?
Yeah, I know
elaborate?
what he means. Something is wrong with the physics cube op. Yeah, it will be fixed.
Okay, it'll be fixed. One down. Okay, from TSP. Motion detection on mobile. Is the current op supposed to work? Had some issues. Well, TSP, it'd be really nice if we could have some specifics on what kind of issues that you had. Because there's a big difference between iPhone and Android, for example.
But yeah, let's look at them.
Yeah, sure. And that one went through a rework because some stuff changed with mobile phones. Screen orientation.
There was an example at one point.
TSP saying the permission did not show on Android of the motion sensor op.
Okay.
And do people have to do like a user interaction, like tap the screen for this to work, if I'm correct?
Yeah, no, I think this one should, I'm not sure on Android. This one should just show a pop-up which asks if it's okay to access the motion sensor.
It's so cool. I just scanned that QR code on the monitor.
So here it just asks if it can have access to the motion sensors.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
And then it works.
Yeah, I mean, with me on Android, this is working. I opened it with Chrome, my Android phone, but it's working. Didn't ask me for an interaction though, but
Firefox. He tried Firefox. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure how this is with Firefox on Chrome.
I'll make an issue just to be sure. I can test it then. Actually, let me just test it now. Just got to copy that.
This one, motion sensor V2, we tried.
Yeah, I will not. I always get super stoked when I can just open a patch on a mobile so easily. What is going on? There we go.
Wait, this is device orientation camera.
Oh, that wasn't motion sensor?
No.
Alright, because... Oh, right, okay. Device motion sensor. Can you put the QR code open, Tom? Yeah, this one should have been fixed, but I don't know if something got changed. I'll just open it now. Try it with Chrome first.
And this is not published.
Is it not published?
We will clean it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so right. Okay, I just wanna show something here. So I don't know if you can see it. The numbers there aren't changing, right? Because it needs a user interaction. So I'm going to tap the screen. I know it's hard to see. I'm going to tap the screen now. I'm getting the motion sensor data. I'm not sure what we could do about that. To be honest.
But there's also the problem that this is not working in an iframe. So maybe this is also the problem. So when you're testing it on cables itself, you have to go and press open in new window. I will show in a second. Let me just publish this.
It doesn't have any tags. But I just did the open a new window, and it's working with me right now.
Yeah, for me too.
Chief says, it'd be great to have a Boolean output to show if user interaction was allowed. Would that be possible?
I'm not sure. But if any value is not 0, then it worked. So this is basically the test if it worked.
Yeah, any value isn't 0. Well, if I'm correct, the permissions are given if the user just interacts with the screen. That's why we have the touch screen up there, basically. I mean, you need to check the example patches with these stuff because web permissions are very particular.
Yeah, so different also on Chrome and iOS. But if it worked, then something from those 3 is not 0. That's for sure because it's never accidentally 0. Okay, so we have an example again. I don't know what there happened. So what I've showed first by accident was this motion. What is it called? Camera?
Screen orientation?
No. Device orientation camera. So this thing gives you directly a camera. So your phone is basically the camera. So if you just want to look around in a room, this op is much easier to use than the other one. Because I think also like on iOS it's from -180 to 180, and on Android is from 0 to 360 or some confusing stuff. So this one should handle this for you, and you can look around in a room basically around you.
Is it an idea for us to move this out of the experimental partners or put it with the devices namespace? This isn't in the same namespace as the other mobile apps,
we
right?
could do, I guess, yeah.
So I completely missed this one because it's in the experimental.
Yeah, this experimental namespace doesn't really make sense anymore, I think.
I'll make a quick issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. Let's take a peek. So, yeah, you're welcome, Tis. Thanks for the question. These are really tricky things, so all the questions are really good. So we answered Dino, is this physics stuff going to be fixed? On the side of the cube, yes. We just answered Tis' question. And Nom 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 Mon asked, can I do stuff like AR things on cables, augmented reality?
Yeah, sadly not directly, because there's no actual AR API in the browser, which is, I think it's starting, and like the Chrome Nightly on Android or something, you can do stuff. I saw some crazy cool videos, but it's not there yet, and probably will change a lot. I'm not sure about the state. So we used this software for a project once. I cannot really recommend it. This is a AR solution written in JavaScript, and it's freaking expensive. And yeah, it's quite okay. It's quite good, but yeah, it costs €1,000 per month or something. So it's not something you like everyone can use and do stuff with it. So that's in the future AR for free on the web, I guess.
Right.
So sadly, no. Maybe this would change, but I doubt it will be. There will be a fast solution. Maybe there will be something only on Android soonish, but then only on the newest phones. So it's not like Spark AR. This is not how we can do things in the open web, basically.
Right.
Sadly, yeah, we wish we could.
Yeah. One day it'll come, just not right now.
99 per month? Okay, then they probably reduce their prices.
I'm still seeing these free faces saying that's a lot of money.
Yeah, this is way cheaper than it was.
They've lowered the price.
Yeah, but I think then you have only
limited amount of views. Doesn't include a developer license. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also so confusing, and zero included views. Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe there's also already something else, but last time we researched this was in January.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's some other pre-library, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Steen was just saying, before you begin work on a commercial project, you must buy a developer license for $250 a month in the 8.4 console. Basically, at this moment in time, pretty expensive solution. Okay, so is there anything else that anybody would like to know? Question about ops, techniques, rendering stuff, whatever your heart desires. Bring it on.
Yeah, you can also join us on our Discord.
Yeah.
And join with your webcam.
Can one reorganize subpatch inputs? If I'm correct, we've not got that fixed yet, right, Tom?
I mean, you cannot move them around, but if you reload your patch, the unused ones are gone, basically. And wait, I think you can rename them, but that's it. But I actually never use this, to be honest.
Mighty Cube.
You can say, can rewrite, change the name, basically.
Yeah.
So, and if I have this and I want this to be gone, like right now, you have to reload.
So basically, any unused
Nope.
patches just get removed from the sub patch. Ah, no, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We need to make this better for sure.
Yeah. I'll make an issue.
Yeah. So currently you cannot really reorganize it.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it would disappear.
No, these are great suggestions, guys, and questions. Please keep them coming.
ARJS. Don't know this. Oh yeah, this is quite new.
Yeah, I saw this months ago, I think. This one's for free, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Love the way everything's in caps.
Yeah, so this sounds great. So basically, so what we did, like integrating this other library, it was pretty straightforward. Like we wrote an op that just sets basically the camera matrix. So you just need to write a script that gets this data out of this ARJS and send like the matrix and the projection matrix and the camera matrix to cables. And then basically the phone already worked as a camera. And then you get also, you can get position of those tracked images. And then you basically do a transform to this position and set this camera metrics before, and then it worked. So it was pretty straightforward. So maybe we should have a look at it and make some basic example thing. Okay, it doesn't work on the desktop.
I'm just making a quick issue now so we don't lose track of it. Okay, there we go. They also have marker examples, all right?
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Very.
Yeah, thanks for the tip. Who knows, maybe the next update there might be something, depending on how much time there is.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
the first time we got something working with the 8th wall inside the cables, that just really blew my mind, though, that I was able to just like do the whole augmented reality thing in cables. It was a bit slow back then, but it was really cool. It's just that price tag. It was like, it's not going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, so, with the markers, that's totally cool.
Yeah, with markers, that's always really good tracking.
The crazy thing about 8th wall is that it can detect like a flat plane, and you can put something on it. That was crazy, but markers is already fine. That's great.
Yeah, that's already enough for most people to do a lot of stuff. So Teesp asks, what's the state of VR in cables, and do you plan on creating VR tutorials? Good question. Question we've had quite often, and I think I'm going to leave it up to Panda to answer this one, because we did have VR support in the past on a basic phone. Worked with an Oculus, worked with phone and stuff, but I think some of the VR things changed on the web, right, Panda? Pretty much.
I'm not sure what the current. I need to test it again. I'm not sure what the state is, basically.
I got my Oculus can test it, but I'm not doing it now on stream. I remember it was a hassle to set up because it only works in Firefox back then. But I think Chrome but now Chrome's got this new web VR thing, right?
I'm totally out of the loop with VR right now, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the main problem is with VR is, I have an Oculus headset. I think VR is the bomb, but it's an incredibly low amount of users that would make something for this. So that makes it really difficult to kind of justify getting it working. Not that we don't want to.
Yeah, we had it working. The thing is that they changed the API again.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, I also wanted to work again now that the API. I think the API is final now. So yeah, maybe that would be the last time.
Yeah. So it'd be great to have a minimal video tutorial, even if it only works in Firefox. Well, I'm not going to make any promises right now because I don't know if it's all working, but I'll add something to our notes so the suggestion doesn't get lost, because all suggestions are welcome. I'll do this one and check if it works.
I mean, we can also, yeah.
I mean, even just a tutorial saying, like, here's the example patch, this is how you make it work, I mean, that's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's try it. I think it's, they changed the way, like, the screen resolution and the canvas is used or something like this.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll look into it this week. I mean, it doesn't take long to just check if it's going to work or not. If it doesn't work, I'll have a quick chat with Panda, because if there's a fix, he's probably going to be the one with the best approach for that. It would be really just nice if we got to just change a few lines, and then it would work. So I don't think too much changed in the actual framework. I mean, VR is VR, and I don't think that's gone through any massive overhauls. So we'll take a look. It's been a long time. I thought it was awesome when I got VR working the cables back in the day.
Yeah, so, I mean, we did a project with this.
Are we allowed to say what project's on?
Sure, we can talk about it, but I don't have any photos or something.
Yeah, no, so basically when we got this working back over a year ago now, we got approached by a kind of like steel mill in Germany. They wanted like an interactive user experience where people could like have their phone and set up this like cardboard thing, and then they could like look around like a steel warehouse, and all these new things got built into there, like raycasting and things like that, and the VR headset. And if you looked at a certain part, for a couple of seconds, like a circle would load, and you'd go to the next section, and parts of the world are interactive. I mean, if we'd have VR working now, especially with the new raycasting picking system that Panda built, we have actually a really powerful interactive platform, basically, because it works super good on my Oculus Rift, the commercial edition. So yeah, I mean, if it's not too much work and we could get that working again, that would be great. And of course, that's something we'd love to provide to you guys from the community, because even if only a few people use it to make anything from an art installation or to a web page, I mean, we think it's great if people are empowered to do that. So yeah, we'll take a look at it, Tis. Thanks for the question. Okay, guys and gals, any other questions? Anything else that you'd like to know? Mario Apsley, yes. Hey there. Welcome. What is it you'd like to know? People are still really shy about joining the Cables cast, right?
Yeah, I can understand, but
no worries.
At one point it will work.
Yeah, at one point we'll get more people than Dino or Ronnie coming. Is Ronnie going to come in today and read the weather? I'm still waiting. Okay, so the question is, hey guys, I had a question about raycasting. I see it requires a position, and I assume that's where the ray is cast from. I have my mouse X and Y plugged in, but I guess as I orbit around, the Z axis is changing, and sometimes it do. Okay, a little bit unclear. But Panda can interrupt me if I'm wrong here. So yeah, to cast the ray, you need an origin. And then, okay, sometimes the ray misses. If you have got like an example patch right now that you publish, that would be awesome, because then we could just pop that open live right now and see what the problem is and just help you with it live on the stream. It's also good for other people. Do you maybe have access to the patch? Can you maybe publish it? There we go, Tom. We've got a link there.
How do I get this off?
This seems to be working for me. So it's like textual information. Sometimes it misses. Now, you know, it'd be really handy with this. Let's keep it visual. All right. Okay. Different name. Yeah, I'd say it's really handy to debug this stuff by giving your cubes like a text-based, so you know if you're looking at the right cube, I suppose. But I'm not having it where the ray is missing anything. I also wouldn't know how it could, because it's surrounded by cubes, basically. It says when I orbit around, are these images not loading with me? I don't have any images. That's really strange.
Those?
Oh, I'm just looking at the screen. Yeah, okay, I don't have them on my screen. Oh, I did, but I didn't have them. I only have them in editor view. I didn't have them in the normal window. I mean, I'm not getting it at all that anything's missing, because basically, if I'm correct, on the origin of the ray is just 0, 0, 0, right? Well, like from where the camera is. Here we go. So if I'm looking at cubes 31, 30, and 34, okay, there's this one side of the cube here that's not lighting up, but it's getting the text, so I think it's more of a patching problem.
It is?
Yeah, so there's one side of the cube where the things, if you're just like on a horizontal plane, they're just not lighting up, but I think that's more of a patching problem because the text is changing.
Yeah, so I think we are inside cube number 35 or 34 right now.
Right.
So, and probably this is, here you see it, there it is. So we are inside of this cube. This is why it only catches this. So if we go,
Yeah, like this, right. Yeah, good catch. So you're inside the cube, basically.
So,
yeah, that fixed it for me. Panda just moved out of that cube. Yeah, you're right. We're in a cube. And then the stuff I couldn't hit before is now working. Yeah, all right.
but I don't see it. So I think we had this problem. In another project. So No. Not so easy.
No. But I think you're on the point there with being inside of a cube is the problem. Nice patch, by the way.
So, how did we do this? I have to think. So I had a solution, but probably not with array iterator.
Yeah, I think that could be the problem. Should physics bodies array just work okay with the... I know that does all of its stuff. The iterator array doesn't matter. No, I'm just talking out loud.
Yeah, I think basically the solution would be to just make sure all cubes that are not pickable are hidden.
Yeah.
So this could be done with this bounding box, with the new bounding box system. And then you create like multiple arrays, like for each cube side, basically. So I think this is a cube, right? The cube of, out of cubes. And then you just have to remove the cubes that are behind the camera, basically. So that are not, this is also a bit really chaotic, but yeah. So I would try to minimize the amount of cubes that is active. So by just more or less just removing cubes from behind.
And how would you do that, Panda?
Yeah, with this bounding box thing. So
yeah, right.
You can just...
Yeah, then you can check if something's behind you or not, right?
Yeah, I'm currently not sure because so this library we are using wrong off. Yeah. So this has I think we can do this better, but I'm not sure how. So this library has multiple functions like raycast. Also, it tests all cubes that are in the scene, like if it collides with the ray, or like it gives you like the one that's the closest. But this is like, so this is basically the slow version, but this is also fine. But yeah, I think it can be optimized to solve the problem, but I also think like we are in the cube right now.
And he says, I would have used rectangles instead of cubes, but I couldn't rotate them all to face inwards. I'm not sure why. Now I can tell you right now, a quick look with this patch, doing this with mesh instancer would be a lot faster. And it's not that bad. I mean, it still looks like really smooth on my computer, but mesh instance is just always faster.
Yeah, but then you cannot use a different image for every cube.
Yeah, but I just send an image to the rectangles, and then I just use the logic array to just like make them not visible. But actually what he's doing here is he's just making like a side of a cube with like a point field, like the point's plane. So you could just do that actually. I don't know. Hold it, it's mixing them up per phase. Yeah, you could do it, but it would actually be a lot more logic work than this. It would be a headache. It's an interesting challenge, though. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you can also just make a really thin cube, right? Like really, really thin.
Yeah.
And then you've also got a rectangle, just like give it a thickness of like 0.01. It'll still work with the ray casting. And then you've just got these really flat surfaces as well.
Yeah, but then you have to rotate them. Yeah.
Yeah, but like with the rotation array input, that's not so difficult.
Yeah,
you just
but not with the physics bodies. It doesn't have a
yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be a pain.
Yeah.
I think there's more than one or two ways to do this, as always. But at least we now know that the problem is that you're inside a cube, which is then stopping your array being cast through to the cubes that are on the outside, basically.
Yeah, I could imagine that something is... there's also maybe some bug with the cast ray, but yeah, not sure.
Yeah. All right. No, that's great. You've got some more insight. So I'm going to say good luck with the rest of the patch. And of course, if you get stuck with anything, pop on over to the forums as usual, and to Discord, and we'll do our best to help out.
Yeah, I think I would try to subdivide it into 6 sides and try to hide which are not visible, basically.
Yeah.
That would be my approach right now. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, sure thing. Thanks for sharing it. That's the whole point of this stream. It's a lot more immediate than doing stuff with the forum back and forth, and I think it's great for people to see the other things that people work on. So yeah. All right. Does anybody else have any questions? Any problems with their patches? Something they don't understand with cables? Suggestions, features that they'd like to see implemented? I'm seeing one that we missed from Alkmaar before. I can't seem to have my cloned subpatches be saved. I had to instantiate subpatches instead of copying. Does this ring a bell with you, Tom? Can we currently copy and paste a subpatch?
Yeah.
We can. Okay, so that's not it then. Alkmaar just came
yeah, you
into
cannot, you can basically not instantiate it. Alkmaar.
Turn on the microphone.
Hello.
Hey, Alkmaar, nice.
Nice to see you, man.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you? It's good to have you stream.
Yeah, thank you. We are trying hard.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. So basically, for the project, like my first project, I tried to organize a bit elements, and I thought that it would be interesting to make subpatches because it's basically the same thing inverted it's some kind of circles that are just inverted. And so I made a subpatch, and I realized that if you do a subpatch and you copy it, it basically copies everything. Like it's not like a clone of the subpatch. So I tried to say, yeah. So I tried to say maybe I could actually make it a tree operator in a way. So I transformed the subpatch that was full of elements into a new operator. And then my problem here is that it actually seems to have cloned an empty an empty element. So the subpatch empty, no parameters, no nothing. And I don't know how to access the codes if I can copy paste elements and all, but
so that sounds wrong. So what I'm doing here, so I have the subpatch and there are 2 ops in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can now like Control C and Control V, and then it creates a copy. So this is always a copy in cables right now. So there's no way around it. But then this should be full of ops, basically. This is not working for you?
That way, my problem is that then if I change at one place, I have to also change at the other place because it's
you mean
so that's why I really wanted to make like inputs that have the parameters and just change everything about my subpatch
okay.
from parameters and have instance of it like make 20 circles. If you go to my patch, you will understand what happens. Like
Yeah, no,
I
I
think I
understand.
published
Yeah,
it, but and I tried to make it so probably if you go to the subpatch, you will see the
yeah. No, we understand. We don't have that. Sadly,
okay. Okay.
so it's not implemented basically. But yeah, I also want this. So so in cables, basically all ops are written in JavaScript. So the subpatch is basically just a visual thing or like a data collection of ops, but it's not like a reference to some fixed structure. So basically, you're really copying those patches, but they are twice in the patch basically. So
Okay, so it doesn't making a new ops doesn't copy or contain the elements that are in the subpatch, etc. It's just cloning basically an operator.
Basically.
Okay.
It's a copy, yeah. It's not an instance or reference or something, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I would love to have that, but we don't have that yet, yeah.
Okay, and do you know where, like, I couldn't find this interface where to actually manage your own ops because I created a few. I couldn't override, so I created 1, 2, 3 during my test.
You can go on this page to settings.
Okay.
For me, this takes a long time because I have 2,000 ops or something.
1 million ops later.
But then you can go to ops here, and then you have a list, and you can delete them here.
Cool. Okay,
and
so
you should make sure that you don't use them, and you can download them here as a zip file. I think, yeah, gives you a zip file.
That's cool. I was looking them in the patches, so it was like, where can I find them? Okay, so it's cool. It's cool.
But you can do ops.user. You can press escape and type in ops.user, and then all your ops appear, right, Panda?
Yeah, but he wanted to delete, I think, or rename.
Right. Yeah, I want to delete them because I created too much.
You can never make too many ops. Keep making ops.
Yeah, but then I need to code like a for now. What I wanted was to have a subpatches more like transforming subpatches into ops, which is not what an op is. So it was
we want this functionality from the first day on, but I never got to do it. Yeah.
Because if you have like reference patches, like you make a copy and then you've got like 6 of them, and you can like pass stuff through, but you can also change each individual reference. Yeah, there's a whole million things you could do, I suppose. But,
yeah, in Tool.io they built like ops can consist of code only, like in cables, or it can be a collection, like a subpatch, and then you can basically save this subpatch as a user op or something, and then you can reuse it. And I think it's super dangerous if I change something in here, then it's changed everywhere. But yeah, I mean, it's a way. It would be a way to create ops.
It kind of forced
like
to make some structure because, like in my case, I try to expose parameter in a way to control them. If I have subpatch and they are just not cloned, I could actually edit directly in the subpatch. So I tend to have a limited amount of input. So it's more like making one and reuse elements. So
it's not the same thing. But I mean, let's say you'd make a subpatch, right? And there's like 6 parameters in there, and then you want to copy it and change it. I mean, the only thing I could think of that would make that kind of easy to do is that if inside the subpatch you've got variables which receive from the outside. And then if you're changing something at the head and it's going into those variables, it'll go into all the subpatches that use those, basically. That's the only kind of workaround I can think of, that instead of having to click each subpatch open and then change something like some number, that if you're using variables, you could use that to set them all globally at once.
I see.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, but it's a really valid thing, and it's also kind of like loop and instancing ops inside of loops. That's also a big thing that's missing that we don't have, which is kind of placed in the same area of problem that you have like to reuse stuff multiple times. But yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. So what's the plan? What are you doing? What are you building?
Oh, so I'm trying to just clean up my first thing, like Interlune logo that I did a few days ago during the last party. And it was just to try the tool basically.
And did you try writing some shaders in it or something?
Not yet, but it looks like it could be a good. It looks like it could be a very good tool. At least I'm considering using it for my website and things like that because it's very practical. Like I think I came up with the effect in like maybe 30 minutes, and I never read the documentation. So first goal was like, can I use it by just like finding my way through the tool without reading anything about it, and it actually works like that. So it's very cool.
Did you see because Alchemy, you do a lot with shaders, did you see that we've got a lot of YouTube tutorials, right? Did you see the custom shader up tutorial?
No, I didn't watch anything. Like I really plunge in it without looking at anything else, just create new patch and trying to find it.
Well, basically, the custom shader up tutorial, that just shows you everything you need to know to just like have a fragment shader and output it to a texture and put it on a rectangle. And that could be a full screen rectangle, it could be a cube. The tutorial video is like 8 minutes long. You'll fly through it, it's really easy. And for your information, last time we got asked a little while ago about getting stuff from ShaderToy into Cable. So last week, I did the first of a 2-part series with how to port ShaderToy fragment shaders over into cables. It's a little simple video. It's really not so difficult, but it's really aimed at the beginners and like how to get like general uniforms that are available inside of ShaderToy, like iTime Delta and iTime and things like that. So I'm working right now on this big patch and these 2 tutorials that I'll make that all clear to people, especially for people like you that are used to like using ShaderToy fragment shaders. So you should check the custom shader up tutorial.
I will.
It's really simple to do. Really simple.
Thanks for the pointer. Yeah, it's
You'll be very much in no time.
It's a very cool tool anyway. Like the speed at which you do stuff is impressive.
Yeah, Panda really nailed it with the UI, that's for sure. Any other questions? Oh, sorry, Tom. Go on.
Nothing. That was always the goal, that you can prototype super fast and experiment and iterate a lot easily. Yeah, cool. But so many more ideas.
Yeah.
So much work.
So little time.
So see you guys. I will leave you.
Thank you
for other questions. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so Panda, we've got another question in from Tis. He's really throwing them at us tonight. The question is about using a cables patch in React, Vue, or Angular projects. Is it planned to make it easier to use cables patches with Webpack projects? The absolute dream would be via ES6 inputs. Don't we have something on some GitHub repo with Webpack stuff?
We built Stefan. We built cables with Webpack now, but it's not so easy to use it in those tools. I mean, it's possible, but Stefan also knows more about this because I have no plan about React and Angular.
Yeah, me neither. Where is he?
I know what's the problem, but so we plan to make this easier, but we have to restructure quite some code for this. But yeah, it's on our list. But I think it's not that hard to do actually. Yeah, I mean it's a bit like it runs a bit parallel to the whole React thing, but that works fine, I think. But yeah, it could be a bit more integrated into the require workflow basically.
Yep. Got another question here. We'll keep it visual. Regarding overlapping coordinates, I find I generate a lot of arrays which I apply a floor function, and often I get a number of points overlapping. Is there like a unique array op for 3 points?
Yeah, he asked that in the forum, which is totally flabbergasting me that we don't have this.
Oh, don't we have array unique?
Yeah, but this only works for one.
Right. Yeah.
For not for like 3-dimensional arrays.
Yeah.
I cannot speak today, but yeah. So it would be great if we just make a switch that you have like X, XY, XYZ format of the array, and then it would really kick out those XYZ coordinates that are in there multiple times. Yeah. Yeah, we need to write that. I think it's not that hard, so it should be pretty straightforward, I guess.
What op would that go on? The array unique op, right? Is
yeah,
that
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. I'll just make a little issue.
I mean, this is also something you don't want to do all the time.
Yeah.
But if you only do it once or something, then it should be fine.
Okay. All right. The typing sounds like old school jungle music. Maybe I should make something that plays jungle music whenever I type into the stream. Like the real old school stuff. All right, so we've put that one down as an issue for so we don't forget it in the future. Thanks for the question. Does anybody else have any questions? Anything they'd like to know? Anything they've been stuck with?
I mean, we could also try this ARJS out. No, probably not. Probably it's a bit more complicated, but yeah, I'm curious now how this would work, but the setup is too hard. I cannot do this on a Windows machine right now.
Right.
But I wanna try this out.
And we've already been having a really good stream, I think, for being completely and utterly unprepared. Everybody's had some really good questions. Yeah, because me and Panda and the rest of the team were like, yeah, how do you get this balance between like doing cool streams and then like this being able to help people out with stuff that they don't know or they might want to ask. So, I mean, I think this is like a really good recurring thing to have where you guys just kind of decide what it is that we'll be showing and answering for the evening, basically. It's kind of getting quiet.
Yeah.
You people, everybody must really have some questions. I have questions, and I work here.
Yeah, what are your questions, Mark?
That's a good one. Now blank after working all day.
We can also talk about the Vertex stuff or something. I'm open for everything, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if you we spoke about that a little bit before. I mean, I think it'd be really cool if you give people like a little sneak peek at that, and that we maybe just show that for a minute. I think that's always really awesome if you get like a sneak peek live on the stream.
Mm-hmm. 1 second. Or we. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. I'm really not prepared good enough. Let me.
No worries, just showing it, right? Build up the hype train. Choo choo. Hey, family. Thanks for joining us.
Do you have it, the patch?
I can find it. 1 minute. You sent it through to me. I'll send you the link. 1 more. Yeah, I got it here. 1 minute. Do you
The colorful one? Yeah.
Yeah. Bum. I think this is the colorful one. Hope it is.
Yeah.
Flying in blind. Yeah, there we go. Whew. All right.
Yeah, so, hey Bagufa, hey Frau Mimi. So this new way of doing things. So this consists of, why is this mouse wheel so slow here on Windows? So these are cubes, like 320 by 240 cubes.
Going really fast.
Yeah, so this is a new thing that we wanna work on. So basically it's also mesh instancing, but the whole calculation is not like usually in cables. The calculation is done on the CPU and then we send all the data to the GPU, right? So, which is fine if you have like 1,000 or like 3,000 values or something, I don't know. And then it gets slow. So, but this one, in this case, we basically, so we don't have a shader graph or something in cables, which we also want, but it's a different thing. So this one allows you to take images and do math with it. So this is only an experiment. This is not on live or something. This is just a concept we are exploring. And we are thinking about how to make this usable, basically. So those ops. So in the beginning, they basically just give you a grid coordinates, like a really big array, like 230,000 coordinates, and the mesh instance shows them as it's just a grid, right? So and then you can. So this array never changes. This is always the same. And then you can say, for example, translate the coordinate by the G input, by the green value of the texture, basically, on the Z-axis, and by adding it onto the original value, which is the grid. So I can say like, so minus basically inverts it, and multiply is probably too big or something. It's hard to say right now. So, but we can say on the y-axis, so this is flat again, then you see, and on the z-axis, it's high again. And so this is really basic stuff, actually. But the cool thing is you can combine this. So I can.
Panda, can I
So
just
let
ask
me-
a quick question?
Yeah.
Where's the coloring coming from? Like, what's coloring each of these cubes right now?
Good question.
Because I see that.
So these, these colorize. So
Right.
colorize also
Yeah. Okay.
sets the color for this cube basically. So if I turn this off, it looks like this. Yeah.
Basically, you could just like have 3 of these transform instance indexed ops, and then just use one of them to colorize basically, and use the rest to apply the transformations that you want.
Yeah, exactly. So now and the cool thing is like we can do this with multiple ops. So we can like stack this basically. So we can. So I have this other texture here, which is just the cables font. So I can connect this here, and so let's see what's happening. So this is the G channel again. Doesn't matter really. So and I can now change how high this is. So this is a bit like the extrude, the vertex displacement map. But it works on. Whoa! Do you see this?
Yeah, it's like
green
free fake green stuff. Oh wow, that's a GPU thing.
Okay, so the cool thing is, so now I can just adjust this, and so when I blur this, then you can really do stuff like this, and so if I fade this image out, then you see it's just gone. And yeah, so the idea is that we have more math ops that you can combine and do cool stuff with it, basically.
I really want to get into this. It's like arrays on steroids, basically.
Yeah, so and you can also say...
Yeah, that's sick.
I think this is not working yet, but so the other idea is that you can rotate stuff or scale.
Yeah. It'd be cool if you could do both, but I think that'd be really tricky to get right.
Then you have to do two times the stuff, and then you can do both. So it's all very experimental, but
that's already looking super sick.
It has potential. So also like logic stuff. So yeah, so what I like is if you do this and colorize this, and then you see only this, and then you can do really cool. Looks like a display or something.
Yeah. It's really funny when I'm seeing this now. I'm imagining like all these transitions and fade in and outs that I just do actually with like the texture ops, because you wouldn't want to do this stuff with arrays. It'd just be horrible to try and make that happen, like conceptually. But like when you're doing it with like a texture and you see it and that's happening over there, that's really amazing stuff. Like fading a gradient in from the left, so that everything like grows bigger and stuff like that.
For masking and stuff, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. My brain's exploding right now.
But also, so this is just a boring grid, right? So it could also be applied to surface scatter, or I don't know, to like the points of a mesh or something. And so we can wrap stuff around. So maybe it also uses UV coordinates or something later. So you can wrap stuff around any mesh.
I mean, couldn't we also like generate things like cubes and spheres as well, like with the points? So instead of it just being a grid.
Yeah. So this is just a 2D grid. So I also don't like that this op is. They are all outputting this array.
Yeah.
I'm not happy, but I don't know. It's not so easy.
Couldn't we make like a thing where like the array size depends on the texture size coming in? So if you throw in like a texture of 240 by 240, that'd get like the RGB channels inside. It wouldn't work?
Yeah, probably it would work, but I also want to repeat this basically. So
Mm.
I think that's also a good idea. Yeah, I'm not sure how to approach this, but I think it should be more like I also want to scroll this texture over the grid or over those things. So I think like it should be fixed size.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, later on we could also do stuff where you just add like a number to everything in the array. Would that also be possible?
What do you mean?
Like that you just say, oh, I want to add this one scalar uniform to everything, so that you could do like everything goes up and down on the y-axis with like one number instead of having to alter the texture.
Yeah, exactly. This is also, totally.
Right. Yeah,
Totally. Like this is like the array input here.
Yeah.
This is like an array input, and then we also need one where you only have one uniform and you just divide or apply some logic or something. Yeah, so we need to find and explore it. How can this be like the most flexible way?
This time I'm going to start doing some stuff. I've really got quite a few ideas. It's really nice if this is like really modular as well. You know, these small ops which can be combined to do a lot of really cool things. I think that would be really great. Like,
yeah,
really
totally.
cool.
Also, I mean, this with the image compose, what I'm doing here is just applying 2D stuff there, right? But we can also look up stuff in a 3D noise, which we basically already have. But yeah, so this can be combined also. But yeah, so we use this in this MFX demo we did, and we just ported normal array math to this method, and you can just port stuff one by one or like one to one, like totally copy it over there. And also something we need for this is like so right now so when I apply a color or something, let me see. Yeah, we need, is this HDR? No.
I don't think it is.
So if we have amount 1, right? So if you look at this texture, it looks the same when I set 2 or 3, but we really can use the whole like we have a high precision there, not only 8-bit per kernel channel. So this is also something maybe we need some. I mean, basically the color up is already fine. You can just enter higher numbers here, and also fun.
I'm already, my brain's already exploding a bit with things that we could do. It's like, I mean, what's also really interesting is like the one thing that just popped up in my head is like if you'd used the plasma noise up and then put it on like that color mode, you know, with RGB, then you could also use 3 of these transform in the instance indexed ops and then just access the RGB channels and then get this true 3D movement, right? Do you know what I mean, Panda?
No.
So like the plasma op, the plasma texture, yeah? So that has like different values in RGB, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have 3 of these transform instance index and you say axis X on one, axis Y on the other, axis Z, then they should move around in 3D, right?
I think it's not implemented yet. So you basically want to translate on all axes.
I didn't see it with the screen.
Yeah, but I think it's not.
Yeah, you need an RGB.
You
need an RGB mode as well, where it just takes all 3 of them.
Yeah, something like this. So I think like also the UI is really not. It's just okay. Let me implement this real quick.
Yeah, make it work.
Yeah, but there can be so much more.
Yeah, for sure. I already got great responses from everybody in the chat. hopefully I've got an hour or two tomorrow to make a copy of this up and do one or two things. That'd be fun. Yeah, and this isn't even like with using feedback on your texture, right? If you do stuff like that, you also just go absolutely wild at the things that you can do with this.
Yeah, you can do water effects and stuff like this. Yeah.
And Framimi, how am I supposed to do normal non-steroid cables when I know that this exists? Yeah. That's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, but this will probably be broken tomorrow or something, so this will change a lot because we need to find a way how to really make it usable.
Yeah. I've got a few ideas to just try it out.
Also, we can build Minecraft now without any problem.
Yeah, and it'll go way quicker than that old tutorial I did back in the day. Although it was so cool to make Minecraft back with cables back then. It was really so easy. So hold it. Doc Retroid, suggestion. One more axis that translates along the vector to the center. Think height map over a sphere.
Yeah. Stuff like this. Like you can, like we have this surface scatter, which also has like a direction, and then you can wrap stuff around it. And I'm just not sure like how to generate those arrays. But maybe it is just as simple as that you take the surface scatter, take the points, and then generate. I'm not sure with the UV coordinates.
Just don't break the op yet, Panda. Let me get a copy of it tomorrow.
No, it has to work on because the demo was made with this.
Okay. Yeah, it's amazing stuff. Then I can redo some array tutorials, but then with textures and this stuff, basically, which is a nice, fun challenge. No, it's like this. It's already looking so cool and dynamic with like a really simple input, and I think this is just gonna blow people's minds once we've got a system in place. Yeah, like a gradient. Let's just do a gradient. My head's exploding now with stuff that you can do with this, basically. Yeah.
Why is it not going? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be some really cool stuff. As always, it's just going to be hard getting this little ecosystem together, I think.
Yeah.
That's always the problem. Getting the right ops. Yeah, I'm just really curious. I was just thinking the other day, like we can just generate a texture from code. Actually, it'd be really interesting to just try and create some primitives with that. I'm not too sure. My brain's just throwing a wild idea at me now. I mean, like, we can generate.
What do you mean?
I mean, we've got that thing where we have a texture that's just randomly generated off code on the CPU, and then the texture's built, right? That kind of stuff is possible, that you can build a texture, you can fill it up. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere in the code base.
I'm not following.
Yeah, so like you can fill up a texture with commands from the CPU, right? Like that's done with stuff like the gradient texture up and that kind of stuff. So it might just be possible to make simple primitives with those kind of coordinates. But I'm just brain.
Yeah, but also like this, just combining multiple things together.
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, you can model with this basically.
Yeah. I'm just wondering right now how I'd do a sphere. You know, it's like or a cube. That's
yeah, I mean, if we could translate on all axes, it's relatively simple. Also, that's not that's not there right now, but we have this two normal op, right? So you can create those direction, like these normal maps, and if you use those normal maps, then there should also be interesting effects.
Right.
So we just have to allow basically like everything, and then you can generate your normals, and then you can like have a parallax mapping effect or something. But I think like forget like let's not generate a sphere with the image. Let's make this array a sphere, and then
modify that array with the texture.
Yeah.
So, because then we can just use like the geometry to points, right? And then we've already got all the stuff.
Yeah, let's try this. I'm totally not sure because I also totally forgot how this thing works basically. What happens if I do this? Not much.
If you make the scale smaller, because the scales you were using before were like 0.007 and stuff like that. Does it need a smaller geometry as well for its output an array, or is it outputting an array now? Because normally you put in one geometry for the surface and then you put in another geometry to instance over the surface, right?
Yeah, I'm totally not sure right now.
Hey, shapes.
This is just the scale. Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably something is off. And there we have IOTA from Logicoma.
Yeah, totally. Type in IOTA into the cables. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So we have like it would be great if we have some basic shapes where we can map it on, or we just take a geometry and.
Yeah, I mean, if we could use the point arrays that we've already got with like geometry to points, then that would be the best thing since sliced bread. At least for me. So can you move everything up a little bit, Panda? We can't see what you're doing with the ops there. Just in the patch report.
It is geometry points, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, cool. And geometry points, that's working. Yo. There you go.
I think some mapping is a bit wrong, but
sure.
Yeah, this
what?
Yeah, I think it expects. How did I do this? So this array.
The array size isn't matching. That's
so this is basically the resolution. This is what you meant before, right?
Yeah. Well, if it would scale to this, you could get the size of the image composed as a texture, and then multiply the width by the height.
Yeah.
And then get that to be the same size. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Panda, I don't know if you should release this yet. I think this is like a good 3 or 4 demos.
Yeah. So I can read the cables font there, kind of. So yeah. So if we just put another stripe here.
Yeah. Boom.
Why don't stripes? White. So there, where it's white, there's no transformation right now.
Can you just make it wider so we just see the whole sphere for a minute?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, this is proper sick. That you can just do that. There's a million things you can do from there. Yo.
Yeah, I think we need to play around more with this, and
Yeah.
it's just fun. Like everything gives you like interesting results.
Yeah.
We just need more like mappings to the axis and mapping by normals about this stuff.
This is proper L. It's a demo right there. No, Titus is sold. You're not the only one, Titus.
Yeah, it's just a cool way to generate some forms and stuff, and yeah.
We should also be able to do something like, instead of transform instance index, like rotate instance indexed, right? You could also use texture values to rotate. Yeah, then you're just there. Then it's kind of like the whole thing with the mesh instance, so with the position, scale, rotation, but then you've got it all in those options instead.
Yeah, I mean, we have this thing, but probably doesn't work. Oh, yeah, it does.
It does? Oh, yeah. Yo. When it works, it works.
Yeah, so this kind of stuff. Yeah, this just has to be unified. So there's one way how to use this all together.
I'm gonna dive into this week if time on projects and stuff allows. But at least to just make a copy of it and just play around with it. Because I remember when you did something similar with this, like a long time ago, and you showed me some stuff. It's just been so long since I've looked at this. Yeah. Awesome stuff. Well, I think everybody's completely sold and hyped now with this. And you saw it here first on the Cables GL Twitch live stream. Yeah. I'm still missing Ronnie. Like, we could have really just used, like, Ronnie reading out something from the weather or Wikipedia right now.
Did you see him on the weekend?
But this was the crowning moment to do it, basically.
Did you see Ronnie on the weekend? He was on the stream.
No.
So you didn't watch the Evoke stream?
I missed a lot of it. It was sad. But I'm not going into that right now. It was sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, also, by the way, I fixed this annoying bug that the list was changing while when you stopped typing, and this was so annoying. And I think I got it now.
You got it now.
So it's grayed out when it's still doing this stuff.
Ah, that's great.
And so you know that you shouldn't click, but also like the final sorting was a bit delayed. So this was the annoying thing that like when you press enter, it was just jumping. But yeah, I think I solved this.
Yeah, I had a lot where the main loop web VR thing would be in the patch instead of main loop.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so that's like a lot of pure awesomeness for tonight. Does anybody else have any questions in the meantime? I don't know, maybe they're all still sat there with the jaw on the desk. I mean, I know I was for a minute or two, that's for sure. So yeah, this is something we're going to work on, guys. But as always, we'd love it to come out soon, but we want to get it good, perfect as possible, right? It's got to be good and solid because it's a lot of different ops that are going to have to work together. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just looking at the changelog thing. Yeah, I think we are making a fixed release sometimes next week or something. I think we should not wait so long because we fixed a lot of stuff from the last release. Yeah.
And just another one for everybody in case you missed it. There's a new video series that started with tutorials. It's been a real long time since we brought out any tutorial videos, but that's kind of like the shift with a lot of people working at home and just doing a lot of the live streams. So now there's a new series with just like how to do really simple stuff with the HTML, CSS ops inside the cables. Maybe you missed the first video. The second one that's going to be coming out this week, and right now I've already got like 4 lined up, and the purpose of these videos is not to teach you HTML and CSS, it's how to use the HTML and CSS ops inside the cables. I had something involved with work where I picked up an awful lot of stuff about this, so I thought it was a good idea to make some small tutorials about it. Panda and Steam did a really big stream about this, but I thought it was just like a good idea to just get like small videos like we do with bite-sized videos in there. So there'll be a new video of that coming out this week, and I'll have to talk with the rest of the team when the Shader Toy video comes out. Maybe we can release 2 videos in 1 week. We'll just have to see. But yeah, that stuff's also coming up again now, just so you guys know.
And Mark, the beer went bad in the office.
No. Has it been that long?
Yeah, it is that long.
Oh God. Yeah, it's
like 2 crates or something. So we have one. Like, if you want some beer, you can come here and grab it. It's good until this month, basically. So
right. I'll take you up on that offer.
Yeah.
I'll bring the bottles back.
Yeah. I was a bit shocked.
Yeah, it's the Friday night, the Friday afternoon beer. That's been a long time. Oh God.
The virus drank our beers, basically.
Yeah, the virus drank our shit. Corona took out our beer supply. Yeah, OMG, Tees, that's really bad when they're in the office dies, and you know it's really not good. All right. Anybody else got any other questions after the distressing news of the beer in the office having hit its expiry date?
Any ideas?
Any ideas? Would you like to name one of your children after a cables op? Do you want to get a cables tattoo? I mean, right now we're clutching at straws. We'll go with anything. Tees, do I like straight lines better? Of course, Team Straight Lines. Team Straight
we
Lines.
We don't talk about religion in this stream.
Yes, we do. Team Straight Lines. Titus is asking, how far did the collaboration tools develop? Sorry, Titus, I'm not really getting that. Collaboration? Yeah. Okay, working with multiple people in one patch. That was it, right?
Yeah. Not very far, sadly.
I think you can see it when somebody else is in your patch, right? Now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not that much. Yeah, it's slow.
Yeah, it's one of the 9 million things we'd love to do. That's for sure.
The last weeks we worked on Partymeister.
Party is Leben, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to get into this, but yeah, just workload is crazy right now, and yeah, I don't know. I hope it gets a bit less in the winter or in the fall, and then we can concentrate on this more.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, there were a lot of fixes, like if you share a patch and you had problems with your user ops, this kind of stuff is way better now. Also, if you save as, I don't know, this Stefan did it, yeah. So the collaborators also have access to the copy, so then you don't need to re-invite them. And if you use an op from them, then there's no crash, and this kind of stuff is already much better. But the like really working together in the patch, no news there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's already really great that a lot of the problems people were hitting with working inside of a patch or being invited to it, that they've been solved, because that's just like the basic workflow. So it's really good that's down now.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anybody else got any other questions? We're almost 2 hours in. It's been a good stream so far. More than I expected. So thanks for that, everyone. It's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask one more time. Anybody got any? There we go. Tisp, is it possible to import your own libraries? If I'm correct, it's not, but it can be requested that a library is made. All right.
Yeah, just talk to us on Discord or via mail, and we can import like basically open source libraries or MIT licensed libraries.
Yep.
And then you can use them in your ops.
Yep.
But we don't have like not everyone can add them. We can add, but just talk to us. It's really not a problem if this is something public. So. Like AR.js, basically, we will probably just put it in there next week, and then you can write ops with it.
Yep.
So this, I mean, AR.js is a bit different because it's not helping you in the editor. So I don't know how the interface will look to this.
Right.
Because with 8-wall it wasn't really a good idea. So we just had variables that were filled from 8-wall. But maybe with AR.js it's different. Like I have to have a look.
All right. Okay. Anybody else got any other questions? I always have to remember that when I say that, count to like 10 or 12 for the lag. Okay, one last time. Anybody else got any other questions, requests? Anything you'd like to ask? Titus, looks like we're all still suffering from the heat wave. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. It's nice and cool today.
Yeah.
Good old Berlin. We had some rain. It's nice. I think the questions and everything's dried up.
We can also. Did you see this, Mark?
What?
This thing from Dino and Anna, basically.
Yes. I put my name in, and I looked like I'd had a really rough night out. Like really, that's really cool. See? Hold it. That does not look like I had a good weekend. It's like I got drunk and went to the hospital. Yeah. Is Andrew any better?
Yeah, Andrew, I just typed it like this. It's also doesn't look correct.
It's looking very happy. That's a really cool patch. I really loved it.
Yeah. Oh, did he change it? Or they? Yeah. I think we need this as with an array out, so you have the codes for every character. So they are using like the characters.
Yeah.
The sum of the first characters is basically the random seed.
Right. Okay.
So this is why when I type in Tom and Mark, then it's again the same thing. So the characters are the random seed for generating this. So you always like it's always outputting the same thing. So this is hard coded to 4 numbers.
But if you have an array, sum of an array, yeah,
we have an array sum up, I think, and then you can like you could do something like this. Also, maybe it would be cool to have some hash generator over a string.
But do you mean
then get the key codes?
Do you mean that you'd like output a number per character into an array?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, that's a pretty cool idea. Sounds like an interesting challenge.
Yeah, it's quite easy. You just have to do char code add and then the position basically. Because that's also quite cool to have like this is also like Minecraft. Have a string to generate a random seed.
Yep.
Which is better than like a floating point number in many cases. That's quite a good idea that we didn't explore before. Yeah, so maybe next time we talk about also the evoke jingle that was done in cables. Maybe Anna will join us. I will ask her.
Sounds cool.
And that was created with the a lot of stuff was done with the Lottie player. So maybe we can talk about the animation workflow from After Effects and cables and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm suffering from the heat wave.
It's pretty savage.
But here in the office, actually, it's quite nice. In my little nerd cave at home, it's really too hot.
The heat's turned up to 11, basically. All right.
Yeah. Maybe we will call it a day.
Yeah, sure. I think we got a lot of really cool stuff covered today. Showed some really nice stuff as well. Been a cool stream.
It's fine to do less than 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Titus. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, thanks everybody big thanks to everybody that joined us. We really love doing these streams. So it's really nice for us.
Maybe I can talk about. Yeah, sorry.
No, go on, Tom.
So I have the idea that we somehow write an interface. So there's this API to Twitch, basically. And my idea was that, like the users or like our how do you say this? Like watchers, can interact with the patch over this API. So you can just change you can just paste the color code in the chat, and then you change stuff in the patch. And maybe that's a thing we can explore next time.
Yeah.
Like people can also make suggestions what they want to see. And then we prepared so many questions. It's really hard to answer because we cannot prepare this kind of stuff. But so maybe like if you all have any suggestions, just tell us. Otherwise, like we would just choose something. I think that would be pretty. Yeah, Twitch plays Cabbage Shell, exactly. Yeah. No Pokemon, but Cabbage Shell. So like people can vote for a color. No, it just like it could also be really chaotic and great.
Chaotic
So
and
I
great. Good.
think it would be great if we define some variables, and then in the Twitch chat you can say like set variable name and then a value or a color code.
Yep.
And stuff like this. And then you can just run your VGL program, let it run, and people can just adjust it basically.
Oh boy. Sounds awesome. Those cubes need to be bigger.
Yeah, I think I want to explore this. Also, it shows how you access more complex API, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I switched. I think Mark changed my configuration or something.
What? What did I do?
Why my PC is set to straight.
Hey, I did such a thing. I'm only going to go to the office for the beer, not for the PC.
Yeah, okay. Then I would say let's call it a day. Next week again, something.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure what we'll do next week. I might be doing something. Maybe we'll be showing something else. Clueless right now what it is, but we'll do our best to get something out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, massive thanks once again to everybody that joined us tonight for the questions, for the feedback, for the suggestions. Yeah, hope to see you in the next stream.
Yeah. Thanks for joining in. Bye-bye.
Good one. Bye.